There's only one awesome Bigragu. One awesome Bigragu. Who predicts the fight against every guy.
Well, hey, welcome to week 5 of the Fighting Fanatics News Center. I'm your host, Bigragu.
And I'm your co-host, Lou Dog. Welcome. We got a lot of good stuff for you tonight. Please call in with any questions you have. 555-3362, 555-FFNC, 3362 for the illiterates. I said that first, so they would understand.
I'm confused.
I don't want to. Okay, sorry.
All right. Obviously, we're going to go over the results, give out the awards, go over the injuries, throw in some prognostications, and go on our way. The winners for last week were
Cornholers, Lizards, Spartans. I'm reading it right here.
Oh, that's our division, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's who won. Normally, this is where you kick in and you read it, but maybe you're...
I don't have the winners.
Yeah, the Spartan Centurions, the Lizards, which was the upset pick of the week that I called last week, if you remember. The Guns, the Bears, the Cornholers, and the Kings.
I was saying, it's right there.
But were the Kings really the winners?
Well, here's something I want to show.
Were they really? Okay.
There's this thing going on between Columbus and Dayton.
I don't know if you could even really call it a thing. It's more like someone steps up to the plate and gets punched in the mouth and they go to sleep.
You see that? That's a number. 61. 62. Anybody in the league would beat these two teams. That's another number. 127. 141. Anybody in the league would lose to those two teams. Dayton.
Well,
Dayton.
He would lose.
4-0. 4-0 for Dayton, based on the M word. Matchups. What do you have to say about matchups?
What was since we're talking about matchups there, what was Dale Earnhardt's number?
44. 44. Well, wait a minute. Was that Gordon? What's Gordon's number?
Gordon's 24.
24.
But I said Dale Earnhardt.
I don't qualify that as a sport. 3.
Three, yeah. The exact number of wins that Columbus had over Dayton last week. Just, with these little matchup things there. And how many wins did Dale Earnhardt get last week?
Dale Earnhardt isn't with us anymore. He got 0.
Yeah, the same amount of wins that Dayton got against Columbus. Yeah, go ahead and write up a couple more of those. You're going to need to get that rolling there, just so you don't miss out too much. Anyway, we're going to go to the Team of the Week. That was a nice little sucker thing there you tried to sneak in on me. That was pretty good. That's, Earnhardt's dead. Sorry. So's Dayton. Anyway, Team of the Week. Cornholers, as he showed you there with the 141. High Point Player of the Week was Miles Austin. 47 points.
Out of nowhere. Roy Williams was injured and Miles is...
Greatest receiving game for Dallas ever, yardage-wise.
Who is Miles Austin?
Who's Miles Austin? He's a guy you traded.
Excuse me for that.
Woo! Hold on. Oh! Hey, what the... Hey, we'll go ahead here. Man, that was loud. Jesus.
Fighting Fanatics News Center, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Cornholers.
Cornholers! Hey, we were just talking about Miles Austin.
What an explosion that guy had.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
I picked that guy up in the trade about 3 weeks ago. I was going to ditch him, but, we have that new rule where we have to keep a trade for 3 weeks.
Right, we all voted on that for the league, right?
Thank God, man. That guy just blew up for me, man.
Well, I got a question for you. You're coming in as the one of only 2 undefeated teams. I think week 4 you dropped dropped the game, week 5, you blew up all over the Quakers and exploded on his ass. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that was a real sweet victory because, you know, 8 PC off home on Monday night games. Week 4, you know, he only scored like 10 points, and you know that was part of my loss there.
Right.
Last year, he was on a Monday night game, and he scored 3 points against the Saints. And I lost the Quakers and not match up by 4 points. So it was pretty sweet to just put the smackdown on that guy this past weekend.
So are you going to release him now that you don't have to hold on to him anymore, or are you going to hold on to Miles Austin there?
I'm going to get the wave with this guy. Coach Phil said he wants to see Austin get, you know, 50 plays a game. So he's going to have some more targets. So I'm going to write him out and see what he can do for me.
Well, I wouldn't blame you as long as, you know, I mean, even with Roy Williams coming back and stuff like that, he seems to be an amazing pickup there. An unbelievable trade pickup.
He's got the speed. He's got the height. I think Creighton is the one that maybe get some, you know, take some hits there on targets. You know, Roy's probably going to be okay with that salary of his. You know, they're not going to reduce his targets.
That's true.
We'll see how it goes.
So you would agree that the person who did the research at the beginning of the year and actually drafted that player knew what they were doing?
Well, no, it's one of those things where, you know, one guy has some rib injury, and all of a sudden this guy's starting and he explodes. You know, the guy who drafted him probably didn't know what the fuck he was doing anyway, so that just happened that way.
Yeah, well.
Did I see that on the air? Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not live. It's cool. I'll go back.
We tape live every Sunday. Call in with your questions.
Yeah, and I noticed, you know, you've been talking this great thing about how you blew up on the Quakers there and just smacked them around like they owed you money, but you lost to the team that you probably, you know, should have beat. But he came in there, and the Lizards from the Columbus squad goes in, handles his Dayton opponent, which was you, and you were undefeated at the time. And I noticed you're really good at beating up the lesser squads of Dayton, but when it comes to the Columbus squads, you're struggling a little bit there.
I think I'm 2-1 against Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1. That's not bad.
It was one of those weeks where you know, half my team underperformed. You know.
Okay.
2 receivers, both in single digits.
That's true.
AP 10 points, like I said. Sanchez negative. You know, so you know, guys came back the next week and lit it up. So,
and Dirty Sanchez did you bad, yeah. And so that worked out pretty good for you the next week there, and you are definitely looking like the strongest team in the league.
Contender.
I mean, yeah, it's a solid contender there.
You're leading Division I right now. And before we close the call, do you have any other questions or comments you want to make?
Just one comment. For you don't know, we're the only team of the 14.
Only team? Yeah.
That has scored over 100 points.
Over 100 points?
So.
What? I'm sorry. You're breaking. Hello? Are you? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, what? Oh! 100 points a game. What? Yeah.
Man.
That was great, but now he brought up a great point there. Even though his team is as great as it is, he says he has a 2-1 record against the Columbus squads, which he does have winning there. I just wanted to point this out that the Spartans have a 4-0 record against the Dayton squads.
Well,
already guaranteed a winning record against the Dayton squads there.
This year, Dayton decided not to pay the Spartans to lose like we did last year. We figured. Anyway, on to the injury reports. Or no, we got to finish up the awards and go on to injuries.
Yeah, team of the week, the Cornholers. You just heard him. Talked a little too long for us, but you know we'll have that. You had the High Point Player of the Week, which was Miles Austin, again on the Cornholers team there. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 receptions. Unbelievable week for him. You had the Dumpster Team of the Week, which was the Camel Toes, who had 61 points. That was 11 points below the previous low.
And they got blown away by the Kings at, oh, wait a minute. Is there a number here? Oh, look.
You got to get lined up. Oh, yeah, 62. Which, in turn, in case you didn't know this, the Kings got the Punked Award.
And
yeah, you got 62 points, but you're also part of the worst game of the year. The Cornholers, Centurions, and both scored more than both of those teams combined, and the Lizards actually tied them. That was absolutely pathetic, and don't think just because you won the game, you were getting out of this scot-free. You did finish 10 points lower than the previous low score of the league. Absolutely horrid week. You see the bye weeks are kicking in, and we'll see if they're able to square that away.
Okay, we got injuries and the presage of upcoming matchups. Presage. Look it up for the illiterates dictionary. Go for it, babe.
Percy Harvin injured his shoulder. This just came up over the waiver wire there. Jared McCautry still nursing the hamstring. Devin Hester has bad. He's coming back from they initially thought it was like a shoulder, but it's his neck injury, and those things can be very bad, especially in football. And then you have Calvin Johnson once again with that knee injury, and they're saying it's a game time decision. If you have somebody else to put in there for him, I would highly recommend that. It's not looking like it's going to be a very.
Calvin Johnson is what, number 2, number 3 of the league? That's a pretty huge hit.
Yeah, he was in the top 5 receivers in the league.
I think I know a couple people want to do an injury against a guy who finally decided to catch a ball, and that would be Braylon Edwards. Do you have anything to comment?
Yeah. In case you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a different kind of shirt, not Hawaiian and stuff there. Cleveland actually won a game. I don't know how many times they're going to do it this year. I figured I would get it out, wear it before. This could be my only time.
You think they probably win more if the Braylon Edwards character was able to?
Well, you see, he's from Michigan, and nothing really to say about that except for they're not really known for their receivers, and it's obvious, that.
We had a huge matchup. We had a Michigan quarterback throwing to an Ohio State receiver, just scoring points all over the place.
Well, I think you just said it there. You had an Ohio State receiver. We can actually catch the balls. And you're stuck here with the Michigan guy dropping balls left and right. He ducks his way out of the thing. It's not like I'm bitter. I'm not really bitter. I hate you. I'm not bitter about this at all. So.
And again, check out the highlights. Okay, presage, prognostications.
Okay, obviously you have your plus factors and minus factors now that we're 5 weeks into the season. The pluses if you're playing a Detroit, a Cleveland, an Oakland, a Tampa Bay, or a St. Louis. Pittsburgh, Minnesota, the Giants, Baltimore, Philly, or the Broncos might not be having a good day. With that being said, I went through, saw the matchups that the players had, and this is what I came up with. Spartans over the Camel Toes, the Rovers over the Headbangers, I think with the Lazy Lizards against the Centurions, that's going to be could possibly be the upset game of the week. The Fallen Guns against the London Leather Boys, Fallen Guns, the Crime Boss over the Maggots, the Bears over the Cornholers, who we just heard, and the Fighting Quakers over the Kings. That's pretty much it for the Week 5 here at the Fighting Fanatics News Center. I'm your host, Bigragu.
I'm your co-host, Blue Dog.
And we are out.